Hi, greetings to everyone. My name is Muhammad Kamarul Nizam and I'm going to talk about why should genetically modified food be sold or marketed? Have you all ever wondered how is humanity going to survive in the future by only depending on today's food supply? Is it enough for 7.5 billion people in this world? The amount is likely to be increased over time. Will we ever survive in the next 100 years? Think about it for a second. This is where genetically modified food or GM could take place or role to save humanity perhaps. Genetically modified food or GM are foods derived from organisms whose genetic material or DNA has been modified. It is not natural basically. For example, a food that has been modified through the introduction of a gene from different organism. Gen, sorry, a gen from a different organism. It is also often called modern biotechnology. Genetically modified food are mostly from plant, but nowadays animal-based GM food are also likely to be introduced on the market. Ever heard of chickenless chicken? Basically, it's a plant-based chicken that mimicking the flavor of chicken made from a mixture of pea or soy protein. So it's clean and lean with high protein while looks, cooks and satisfied like a real chicken. It tastes exactly like a real chicken. Genetically modified food can also allow for reduction in food price through improved yields and reliability. But these days, only a few GM foods in the grocery store are available as a whole product like potatoes and sweet corn. This needs to be changed because I'll go to my first point. It is because I believe genetically modified food can help increase the food supply and solve world hunger. As I mentioned before, if we don't do anything, perhaps the next generation of humanity won't have anything to eat. We have billions of people in this planet, man. How is our food supply going to be enough? It's not even enough today as I speak. Just look at Africa. It saddens me. This genetically modified food can improve yields of food supply and could possibly relieve global food shortage. Of course, this biotechnology alone cannot solve the problem of hunger um, in this developing world, but it is a good step forward for our future, isn't it? That's why genetically modified food should be marketed. Second of all, it is much healthier than the real one. Disclaimer alert, I'm not a vegan teacher from TikTok or something. I'm not forcing people to be vegan or what. I'm just telling you the facts here. GM food product like I mentioned before, the chickenless chicken is cholesterol and fat free, which is something that real chicken meat can never claim to be. It is also lean with high protein, iron, vitamin, fiber, and etc. Another example is in something called as a golden rice, a rice that enhanced with vitamin A to help combat irreversible childhood blindness. Another example that has been approved by FDA or Food and Drug Administration but is not yet on a supermarket shelf is the pink pineapple. It contains a higher level of lycopene, which is a nutrient that is essential for health and used to help slow the spread of cancer cells. Many scientific communities say that GM foods are not toxic and safe to eat. Of course, all GM food should be assessed before being allowed on the market to follow guidelines from the WHO or World Health Organization (WHO) for the analysis. They also need to label it because people have the right to know what is on their food. Okay. Lastly, genetically modified food can keep down the food cost. It can help to reduce the overall cost of food. Dr. Stuart Smith, assistant professor at the University of Saskatchewan in Canada, explained, opening quotation mark, typically, genetically modified food are most efficient and that means their price and cost as ingredient are less than non-GM's food. Closing quotation mark. Like I mentioned before, GM food are GM food can help to increase the food supply commodity so that rise in the food price is lower than the case if genetically modified food did not exist. It is also a faster growing plant and animal and is good for our environment. The crops do not damage our environment while some farming practice does. This shows that modern genetic foods is sometimes the most effective method to advance and enhance our food supplies for our planet's growing population. That's all for me. Thank you.